सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा श्रुति स्मृति पुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शंकरं लोकशंकरं पुराण न्याय मीमांसा धर्मशास्त्रांग मिश्रिताः वेदाः स्थानानि विद्यानां धर्मस्य च चतुर्दश आयुर्वेदो धनुर्वेदो गान्धर्वश्चैव ते त्रयः अर्थशास्त्रं चतुर्थन्तु विद्याः अष्टादशैव ताः। ओम शांतिः शांतिः शांतिः। नमस्ते।
श्री राम।
Namaste. I welcome everyone who has joined us today for Rāma, the resonance. This series of webinars has been put together as a run-up, during the run-up for the much awaited Rama Mandir, which is coming up in Ayodhya. These webinars have been put together by different centers of INDICA. INDICA, a few words about INDICA first. We are an institute for Indian knowledge systems. We envision the well-being of all beings. We believe the wisdom of Indic heritage fosters health, happiness, and harmony for humanity. We have a twofold mission for advancing IKS, which is Indian Knowledge Systems. We offer unique, authentic, and immersive learning experiences. We enable leaders to fulfill their potential, passion, and purpose. This is the vision of INDICA, our founder Hari Kiran Vadlamani Garu. This is the program that we are commencing today, Rāma, the resonance. I mentioned different centers. Here's a quick view of the centers in INDICA. The drop down that you see, this is from our website. You can access it. A quick view of the programs that are planned in the next few days until 21st. This is accessible on our website. We're starting this today. The first program today is called Rāmāyaṇa across Bhasha-s. It is a two-part talk that will shine a spotlight on Rāmāyaṇa publications in multiple languages and related landmark survey publications. This talk is brought to you by INDICA's Center for Bhasha Studies. At Bhasha Studies, we are a center for advancing the beauty of Bharatiya literature and the wisdom of our classical texts. We commission and publish translations by engaging with scholars rooted in our heritage. We organize talks, symposiums, conferences, workshops, and festivals. With that, coming to the talk proper, Rāmāyaṇa across Bhashas. Spotlight on Rāmāyaṇa publications in multiple languages and related landmark survey publications. In my view, 7 books in English and Hindi together form a tremendous repository of Rāmāyaṇa related publications. There would be, of course, more, but in my limited experience and from my search, amongst the most comprehensive, if not the most comprehensive sets of books that I have come across are the following. First in this list is published in 1950. It is called Rāmakatha. It is actually by a Jesuit father, Kamil Bulke. The first paperback of it was published in 2023, which is this book. The next one is a translation of the same book in English called The Rama Story, Origins and Growth, translated by Pradeepa Bhattacharya and published by Sahitya Academy. The next 2 books are the following. A Critical Inventory of Rāmāyaṇa Studies in the World, Volume 1 and Volume 2, edited by K. Krishnamurthy Ji. Subsequently, Tulsidasa, a bibliography. This was first published in 1988. There is a latest edition in 2023. Later in my presentation, I've included on the slide which contains about this book a link from which the earlier edition can actually be accessed currently. And finally, Rama Sahitya Kosha, first published in 2014, these 2 volumes. Now, like I said, there could be other books which would beautifully complement this perhaps, but in my limited search and books that I have access to, these books form, they provide a really wonderful compilation of Ramayana related literature. And I hope to instantiate that with some examples in the next few minutes. Now, before we get there, this is page number 603 from Ramakatha book. There is an English version of it as well, but let me just bring the focus on the header first. What you can see is Kala, Sanskrita Lalita Sahitya, Samskrita Dharmik Sahitya, Adhunika Bharatiya Bhashaएं, Baudha or Jaina Sahitya, Videshi Sahitya, and Kala again. So Professor Bulke has attempted to give a summary. Now, there are more than one things that I might slightly differ on from Professor Bulke as what is published in his book, but as a framework, as a beginning framework, as perhaps a status quo view, both of the chronology of the literature and across these different verticals, I found this chart to be pretty useful. I will go to the English version. Let me repeat, this is just as a beginning framing of understanding across time and across some verticals. The point is not to say that every one of these times that are mentioned are something that I personally agree with, etc., or even the headings. But this is how Professor Bulke has seen it. Now, in the translated version by Pradeepa Bhattacharya ji, Sanskrit bell letters, Sanskrit religious literature, modern Indian languages, Buddhist and Jain literature, foreign literature. So this gives you a rough idea. So obviously Valmiki, Rāmāyaṇa. Then some of the different chapters, there are multiple views on this. So like I said, the point is not to get into those details over here, but just to get a kind of a bird's eye view. For instance, in Buddhist and Jain literatures, you said Gathas of Dashratha Jataka, Then Annamakam Jataka. As you can see, there are others as well. I'm not going to read out each one of these. So across time, we started from before 600 BCE, in my view. Of course, Raghuvamsham. Then there are many others. The point is, I again don't want to take you through each one of these names, but this, I hope, helps you kind of frame this idea of Ramayana literature across time and across different categories of literature. Now, for instance, what Pradeepa Bhattacharya has translated as Sanskrit religious literature, you would see Vishnu Purana, Brahmanda Purana, Harivamsha Purana, Vayu Purana, Narasimha Purana, Matsya Purana, Kurma Purana, Bhagavata Purana, Vishnu Dharmottara Purana, Agni Purana, Skanda Purana, Varaha Purana, Naradiya Mahapurana, Garuda Purana, Brahma Purana, Linga Purana, Mahabhagavata Purana, Devi Bhagavata Purana, Saura Purana, and Kalika Purana. These are some, if not the most key literature, religious literature related to Ramayana. Furthermore, Padma Purana, etc. I'm not reading out each one of these. And as you can see now on the third column, until now the third column was empty. What he has called modern Indian languages, but we know that Tamil is a very, very ancient language. So Tamil Kamba Ramayanam, then in Telugu, the different Ramayanas, followed by Malayalam, Assamese, Gujarati. So you kind of get a framework view of the literature. Then Jaina Ramayana, Hemachandra. So this is just for you to kind of get a sense of it. Then Bengali, Odia, Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada, again Marathi, Assamese again. So this video will be on YouTube for those who want to look at each of these names. You could refer back to this video, or I would recommend actually purchasing this book so that you get access to all the details and the names. Furthermore, in other languages, again, Odia, then Hindi shows up, Gujarati, again, Telugu, Marathi. So we are already in 1600 to 1700 CE, roughly the time when Tulasidas lived, and the song that we began with is of course attributed to Tulasidas ji. So that was a framework view of, like I said, across time, across genres, across languages, of some, not all, but to kind of get started with a sense of the literature across all these, categories. Now, I'd like to instantiate some. This is just a peek into this absolutely stunning collection, a critical inventory of Ramayana studies in the world, volume 1 and 2, again published by Sahitya Academy. Now, they have classified the information, at least the first volume, this refers to the first volume, in these 8 categories. A, the Ramayana of Valmiki. B, other Ramayanas. C, literary works based on the Ramayana theme. D, songs, stotras and bhajans, etc. E, critical studies. F, manuscripts. G, Ramayana episodes in the Mahabharata and Puranas. And H, finally, Ramayana theme in art. Now, across these literature, these categories, this is the total number of publications that is mentioned. So there is an addenda which has been added later. So in what is main, we have a total of 5326 publications listed in these volumes, just to kind of give you an example, right? With detailed bibliographical information. It is a gold mine, in my view, for people who are interested from an academic point of view about the Ramayana literature. So across categories, the Ramayana of Valmiki, there are 599 entries. I noticed that there is one error. It should be actually 600, one number has actually been missed. I'm happy to share that detail later for anybody who's interested. Other Ramayanas, there are 730 published entries. In the addenda, there is 45. Similarly, for the Ramayana of Valmiki, there are 36 in the addenda. Literary works based on the Ramayana theme, there are 1,504 entries. Songs, stotras, bhajans, etc., 222. Critical studies, 1732 publication details. Manuscripts, 393. Ramayana episode in the Mahabharata and Puranas, the publications related to this, 78. Ramayana theme in art, 68. Now, insofar as I have seen in the book, they have claimed nowhere that this is comprehensive and this includes everything. But this much I would say, from my search at least, I haven't come across a more comprehensive collection, what they've called critical inventory of Ramayana related publications. So this is an absolute gold mine. Now let me show you some examples from this particular book. So the first category, the Ramayana of Valmiki. So there are in total 179 texts, that is in Sanskrit, which have been listed. There are 73 commentaries which have been listed and 348 translations. To break this further down, the 179 is broken down into 40 complete. So there are 40 complete texts which are there, 53 which are parts, and 86 which are abridgments and selections. Now, the translations, again, 125 complete, 56 parts, and 167 abridgments and selections. The parts are broken down as follows. Bala Kanda, there are 12, Sundara Kanda, 34, Yuddha / Lanka, 4, and Uttara Kanda, 3. So if you look at the languages, right, this is how the 125 is broken down into languages. Assamese 1, Bengali 11, 29 English, 4 Gujarati, 14 Hindi, 12 Kannada, 1 Konkani, 2 Maithili, 7 Malayalam. Then we have Marathi. Before that, there is MAN, which I forget what that is. Let me come back to that. Then Marathi, Nepali, Oriya, Persian, and similarly, you have Sinhalese, Tamil, Telugu, Urdu as well. Now, for the parts, again, the breakup is this way. And for the abridgments, the breakup is as follows. So if you look at it, you have 18 languages covered. When we talk about these 125, they are across 18 languages. That's the number you see at the very end, 18, 14, and 17. So this is a tabulation now of total across languages. So you can see the volume of material that is available in such a ready published form across languages, both of text and of translations. So anybody who wants to deep dive can very easily do so. Now moving on from, you saw in the previous slide, it was A, the Ramayana of Valmiki. Now B is other Ramayanas. That is broken down into Adbhuta Ramayana. There are a total of 19 listings, 2 texts, 17 translations, then Adhyatma Ramayana, 8, Rama Gita, 2, 30 Rama Hridaya, and 29 Ananda Ramayana. Yoga Vasishta Ramayana, 71, Keshavadasa Ramachandrika, 4, and Sanshipta Ramachandrika, 22. Those further broken down. Then Kamban Ramayana, text alone, there are 77, 25 complete, 52 in part, and they are further broken down into the different kandams as you can see over here. Similarly, you have text as abridgments and selection 25. These are not the complete versions, commentary 5 and translations 51. Tulsidas, we have a total of 387. Out of those 387, 128 Ramacharita related, of which 86 are text and 42 are translations. And this is how they break down further. 32, 19, and 35 of full parts and with commentary. Then again, by Kanda, they are broken down over there. Translations across 7 different languages. You see all the numbers over there. The other texts, you saw Ramacharita above. Then the others are Barvai, Chapai, Janaki Mangala, Satpancha Chaupai, Satsai, Vinaya Patrika, which is broken down into what you see over here, Kavitavali, 33, and finally Kissa. Now, while this publication has 387, the Tulasidas specific bibliography claims to have 1,800 entries, as you can see over here, almost 1,800 entries. So for people who want to deep dive into this, Sudha Vermaji's publication, this is what I mentioned earlier, the link above that you see. Anyone can access this right away and you can get started reading this. So just to summarize, what we saw today was details of the Ramayana of Valmiki and other Ramayanas, particularly this section, not even addenda. Tomorrow, we will continue with this and some other points. With that, I would like to end the session right now with a chant. I hope you can join me with this. It is Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame. So please join me when I chant it. Then it will be followed by Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama. Shri Rama Jai Rama. That we will do 12 times. Okay. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame. Sahasra Nama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Jai Siya Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Thank you.